What's up, my alphas? Welcome back to Leading the Pack. I'm your host, Dom Clegg, a mental performance coach and former football coach dedicated to helping you turn your mindset into your ultimate weapon. Now it's time to level up and lead your pack. Let's attack this work. Thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate it. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about mental performance principles that I teach my clients so that maybe you can learn a little bit. If you want to learn more, there's a free packet on my website that you can check out and take for free and start putting some of these things into action into your own life. Would love to have any feedback or any ideas that you might have, or if you need any help, please reach out. I'm here to assist. I'm here to make an impact in this world as much as I possibly can. So, diving into the core principles that I teach, it's your hunger. There's process development, which I call my alpha day and alpha morning, and then controlling the controllables. Those are the three main principles that I teach to all my clients, whether it's a team, a business professional, an athlete, a coach, whoever it is. Those are going to be the three things we start with at least. When it comes to the hunger, okay? The hunger is that drive inside of you that pushes you to improve, constantly improve, no matter the circumstances around you. So it's that deep drive inside of you. It's almost like a burn. My mentor, Ben Newman, calls it a burn. It's that burn inside of you that why and purpose is a lot and it can drive you in certain ways, but why and purpose can only do so much. But if, in my opinion and in my practice and experience, I've learned that if I can take my why, I can take my purpose and bring them together to help drive me forward. That's truly where I'm going to be able to improve, reach my potential, and also make an impact in this world. So for me, my hunger, when I think about my hunger, it's our family of three, inspire and empower others, maximize today. So for me, it's doing it for my family. It's making sure that I'm showing up as my best self and I'm constantly improving. And then it's doing that so I can inspire, empower other people that I'm going to come into contact someday or I'm currently in contact with. And then I'm going to make sure I maximize every single day. I had a tough time last year, which helped me understand the importance of maximizing every single day that I have because I don't know when the last one's going to be. So I have to take my hunger, and my hunger just drives me forward, just like a wolf. You think about a wolf that's hungry, it's going to hunt. It's going to hunt for the next thing. And that's exactly how I feel. With my hunger, it pushes me to hunt and be my very best every single day so I can make the most of that day. Um, the next one is that process development. With process development, I call it the alpha day. So with the alpha day, it's having at least one or two, depending on yourself, but at least one personal thing that you're going to do every single day. One personal task that you're going to make sure, one personal standard actually is really what it is. One personal standard you're going to do every single day because it's a standard to you to make sure that you're going to show up as your very best self and make sure that you constantly improve. So to give you an example, for me, my personal standards are reading 10 pages every single day and then 45-minute workout. Those are the two things I'm going to make sure I get done every single day because it's focused on me. It's focused on Dom as a person, not as a coach, not as a husband, not as a brother, not as a son. None of that. It's just Dom as a person. What does he need to do to make sure that his mindset is good to go for the day? Good to go to constantly improve over time. And those are the things I need to do. Reading 10 pages. That's going to help me gain and grow my knowledge. Working out 45 minutes a day. It's going to release endorphins, but then it's also going to make sure that I stay in shape, stay healthy so I can live as long as possible to make the most impact that I possibly can. The next one is your professional standards. So with your professional standards, it's you and your business, you as an athlete, which we can get into an athlete one a little bit later, and I can dive into that because those are some spelled out standards that you're going to have every single day. But with the professional, you're going to have a standard every single day that you're going to make sure you hit. So you're driving your business forward, driving your job forward, driving forward whatever it is that you do professionally in your life. So when I think about myself, I have a W-2 and I have my business, Alpha Pack. So with Alpha Pack, it's contacting at least one point of contact every single day. Reaching out, whether it's an email, text, phone call, doesn't matter, LinkedIn message, DM, whatever it is, one point of contact for either a new client, a new speaking engagement, just driving that pipeline. Then for my W-2, it's making at least 60 calls every single day for my W-2. That's the bare minimum. That's the required standard that I need to do every single day to make sure that I'm improving and doing what I need to do. And then the last part of your alpha day is your act of service. With the act of service, it's generating the mentality that I am here to serve. I'm here to serve others and make sure that I am being of service in whatever way possible. So when you think about service, I know from my background, being a Catholic school boy, all the way from kindergarten and through college, actually, because Ohio Dominican was a Catholic institution. I went to Catholic school for most of my life, and when I think about service in that regard, it's usually like going down to the soup kitchen, volunteering somewhere. Like that is service for sure. But what about just holding a door for somebody? What about just saying hi to someone on the street? What about picking up trash in your neighborhood or when you're on a walk? That's all service as well. So it's understanding of it could be as little, quote unquote, as holding the door for someone, or it could be as big as going down to the soup kitchen or volunteering with Special Olympics and being a coach for those athletes. But the idea of like understanding that acts of service every single day is going to open up your mind to not only how you can serve others, so you have that service mentality, but it's also going to open up your mind to how grateful or how much gratitude you should have for what you have. How much gratitude for the ability to go coach people, the ability to serve people at a homeless shelter that may not have a home or food, the ability to hold a door for maybe an older person that might be a little bit more of a struggle. That allows you to see all the blessings and the gifts you have, and it develops that service mentality. And I think that's so crucial. So that's my alpha day. That's part of my process development. The other part of my process development is my alpha morning. So setting my mind up for success so that I'm ready to attack the day no matter what happens. And in some of my speaking engagements, I've talked about this, but I used to, for my W-2, wake up right before 8 a.m. because I had to be on at 8 a.m. and I work remote. So I would wake up at like 7:55, throw some clothes on, run upstairs, log on to my computer, 8 o'clock, boom, made it, love it. But then I log on and I have Teams messages, I have emails, I have all these things that I need to do. Maybe a meeting with a prospect gets canceled and all of a sudden I'm just frazzled. I don't even know what to do with the day. So instead, now I've developed a morning routine that helps me get set up for success. And like I said before, I have that alpha packet that you can download for free. So there's I think 8 different things that I advise to do morning, for your morning routine, for your alpha morning. And so for me, it's connecting to my hunger every single morning. It's got to be the first thing. And I do that through my phone. It shows our family of 3, inspire and empower others, maximize today. First thing I see when I go turn off my alarm. The next is get dressed, whatever, brush your teeth. But then it's connecting with my hunger again in my alpha journal, writing it out. So I'm seeing it. I'm doing the actual action of writing it out. Then it's getting hydrated with my water. And I usually do 8 to 12 ounces every morning with I put some mineral salts in there. My wife and I have gotten on that kick. And then the next is nutrition. So for me, that's a protein shake. For others, that might be an apple, that might be a banana, that might be a full-blown breakfast. It's kind of up to you on what that nutrition is. And then the next one is a workout. So going to get a workout in for me is my 45-minute workout. That is my alpha morning that I do every single morning to set me up for success. That way I'm ready to go to attack the day. I have a mindset of I'm doing this to serve others. I'm doing this to be my very best self, and I'm making sure I'm maximizing today. So those are the things that I use. Feel free to go to the Alpha Packet to look for more. But that's my process development. That's kind of what I develop. So I develop that with clients, figuring out what's best for them through their alpha day, figuring out what their standards need to be, and then also their alpha morning, what is going to set them up for set them up for success every single day. The next part of what I teach is controlling the controllables. And with controlling the controllables, it comes down to 5 things. 4 of them are internal, and then 1 is external. So it's your effort, your attitude, your target, your toughness. Those are all 4 internal, and then your environment. And I'm not going to dive too deep into that right now. Feel free to contact me, but with effort, maximum effort in everything you do. There's no trying, because trying gives you that cop out. It's 100% no matter what, because it does various things. It teaches you relentlessness. It teaches you if you fail, we just keep coming back for more. And then it also helps you figure out what part of your process maybe didn't work. And you don't have to worry about your effort being one of those, because you know you gave maximum effort. The next is your attitude, productive attitude. And being productive means it's purposeful and positive. So purposeful, it means that you are choosing the attitude that it is, and you're creating a purpose behind that attitude. So whatever your attitude is going to be, and hopefully your attitude is, I'm going to go attack this day, or your your purpose of your attitude is, I'm going to go win this job. I'm going to go interview well. I'm going to go win this play, right? But then the next part of that productive attitude is your positivity. And I don't mean it's sunshine and rainbows, okay? I know that life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. I trust you. Trust me, it is not. I know from my own experience that it's not all sunshine and rainbows. But I also know from my own experience that there is some good in everything. And I'm planning on doing a podcast about this, but talking about what I went through last year and having the dark time that I was in, and I didn't think there could be anything good that would ever come from it. But I was able to find some positive in it. And so you can always find positive things in it. And if maybe it is you lost the game, maybe you lost the state championship, you lost the national championship, the Super Bowl, whatever it is. That seems like a lot, and it seems really, really bad and negative at the time. But there is some positives that we can pull from it, no matter what. I promise you. So it's being able to pull those out. So your attitude is productive, which means it's purposeful and positive. Okay, because it's very easy with our minds to go very destructive really quickly. But if we have a productive attitude, we're building something. We're building a future for ourselves. The next is our target, which is just your focus, being in the moment, making sure you're locked into what you're doing. Like right now, I'm locked in with you guys. I'm locked into this podcast, making sure that I can do the most and make the most impact by talking to you right here. The next is your toughness, which when I think about toughness, I think about doing what needs to be done to the standard it needs to be done when it needs to be done. I'll say that again. Doing what needs to be done to the standard it needs to be done when it needs to be done. So it's understanding that toughness isn't just doing it on your own. Toughness isn't this big bad guy. It's I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to make sure it's at the level and the standard that it's supposed to be done, and I'm going to get it done on time. Because that is hard. That is difficult, but that shows that you are truly tough to be able to do what needs to be done to the standard it needs to be done when it needs to be done. And then the last one's your environment. And there's a lot of things in our environment we can't control, but there are parts of our environment that we can. And the simple example I like to give is in your room, your bedroom. You can, if you have a mirror, you can write things on the mirror. In your room, you can put up posters. You can put up Post-it notes. You can rearrange the furniture. You can set up your environment for however you need to. So let's set up our environment for our own success. Let's set up our environment to help us. So maybe writing on our mirror our I am statements or our goals or our to-dos for the day, the things that are going to move the needle. Maybe it's putting up a poster of a role model that you want to be someday. Maybe it's creating a vision board of what you want your future to be and putting that in your room so you see it every single day. And it's hopefully one of the first things you see every single morning. The next one is your phone. Your phone's your environment. So the things you look at, the things you scroll through on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, those are the things you're ingesting, and that's also your environment. But the lock screen and the wallpaper, you can completely control that. So are those the things that are going to be driving you forward? Do you have like an inspirational quote? Do you have a picture of someone that you're wanting to make them very proud, or a goal that you've created through AI to help you see the vision of what you want to become? And you can use your phone for that. You can put your hunger as your background or your lock screen. Whatever you need to set yourself up for success, use that. And then the last one that we can control are the people we hang out with. The old saying of, if you hang out with 5 people, you'll be the average of them or you'll be the 6th. That's exactly what it is. So who you hang out with is part of your environment. So you want to control that. So you make sure you're hanging out with people that are helping you improve, that are making you become your best self, that are challenging you sometimes to be better than you already are. Those are the people you want to hang out with, and that's all part of your environment as well. The next thing I wanted to just kind of touch on a little bit is just understanding how to be self-aware. And I think this is crucial for improvement and mental performance overall. I think it's a very, very underestimated part of life. You must be self-aware on things that you're really great at and be self-aware about things that you maybe aren't great at or you need help with. And to understand that and have a coach help you, you need to be able to tell them what's going on. Because as a coach myself, and I think various other coaches or CEOs, managers, directors, they all can probably relate. I don't know what I don't know. So if you're not telling me where you need help, if you're not telling me where you're struggling, if you're not telling me where I can be of assistance and develop you, I don't know what I don't know. So I need you to be at least partially self-aware to understand where you're maybe lacking so that way we can improve those things. And the things that you're great at, let's keep building on those. If you know you're really good at closing deals, all right, well, how can we get even better? If you're really good at giving maximum effort, well, let's find some areas maybe you aren't giving full maximum effort, whether it's school, family, your job, maybe some practice, but in games you give great effort, right? It's finding all those little things that we can make better, even if you're already really good at it. The other thing about being self-aware is sometimes you have to go to maybe a darker or a scarier place to find your hunger, because sometimes those are deep down in there and we don't want to necessarily go there. And by being self-aware, you're able to understand, okay, I can dive this deep and it's really good and I'm going to be able to help myself learn, but maybe I don't need to go this deep because that's not really helping me. But to this level, I'm good and I'm going to be able to learn a lot. So it's just understanding that and being able to understand that we all have our different limits and we want to push our boundaries a little bit, our comfort zone, but it's also understanding what's going to actually help us and what's maybe going to put us in a bad place. So it's understanding those. And again, if you have a coach, they can coach you through that a little bit. I know one of the guys that I worked with, Nate Green, he's helped me through some different things, especially with confidence and understanding of maybe having to go to a darker place that I didn't want to go to, or realizing and reflecting on some different experiences in my life that I hadn't thought about before that maybe were affecting me, or actually they were affecting me. So there's some things just to think about. Make sure that you're self-aware in those when it's time to keep improving and moving forward. Um, there was a question of what are some myths about mindset and working on mindset. There's two big ones that jump out. The first one is mindset is a destination or like a light switch. Like once you arrive or once the switch is flipped, it's just good and you're good to go. That's not how it is. Mindset is a journey. It is a constant journey, because even once you get to the next level of your mindset and maybe you're doing really, really well, there's still another level. I promise you that. So it's finding another, I guess, path or mountain to climb to get to that next level. So you're never just good at one level. But then it's also the idea of, if I get to this certain level, if I don't keep working on my mindset daily or keep trying to improve myself every single day, I'm going to start regressing. I'm going to start allowing my mind to go to places I don't need to go. And I'm eventually going to get down to the level that I thought I already eclipsed. So it's making sure that I understand that mindset is a journey and not a destination. It is a way for me to constantly keep improving, but I need to make sure that I'm giving focus and intentional focus to that, which actually leads me into my next point of how can we control our focus? How can we control our attention better? Well, with attention, I like to think about target. Your target. What is your target? Right? We think about like a bow and arrow, like a guy shooting a bow and arrow at a target. So there's a big target, but we're shooting for the bullseye. We're not shooting for all the outer rings. We're shooting for that bullseye. And to be able to hit the bullseye, we have to be fully locked in and engaged in the moment. The archer can't be thinking about what he's got going on tomorrow, can't be thinking about what happened yesterday. The archer, he or she has to be locked in to that target and be in the moment. So with our target, we want to be in the moment at all times, because at this point, the past is in the past. It can't be changed. The future hasn't happened yet, so we still have time to influence that. But we don't want to focus on the future and things that haven't happened and think, well, this might happen and start freaking out or start worrying about that. No, we just lock in on the moment. We lock in on what we're doing right here, right now, and making the most of that, because that's how we're going to influence the future. That's how we're going to get the results in the future. But we focus on the process. We focus on the moment that's right in front of us. And that's how we're going to create those great results in the future. And the great results may not come for a month, 2 months, a year, 10 years, who knows? But I know that if I focus on every single moment and make sure that I'm making the most of those, that's what's going to help me get to the next level. So make sure we're locking in on that and just, again, blocking out the noise of everything else that's going on and just locking in on the moment of what you can control and doing the best that you possibly can in that moment. The next portion of that, though, the next level to focus is, again, for my mentor, Ben Newman. He talks about intentional focus. And intentional focus is that next level. It's finding the little details that nobody else sees because you're so locked in on the moment. You're so locked into where you are that you're able to do great things in that moment. I like to give an example. I'm working with some guys in the Arena Football League. One of them is Javon Johnson. And JJ was one of my linebackers back at Wheeling. And then once he graduated from Wheeling, he got signed to the Wheeling Miners as a linebacker. And we worked on a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the things that he was struggling with was a drop. And I don't coach football anymore. And I don't claim to even know arena football drops or techniques or scheme when it comes to that. But he was struggling with how to get to his drop quick enough while still doing his job and getting his read. And I was like, well, what are you focusing on? And he listed off like 3 or 4 or 5 different things he was trying to focus on all at once. I was like, okay, well, what's the process to get to the drop? He's like, get my read, take my drop. Once I get there, look back at the quarterback and then sit and read eyes. I was like, okay, well, then we need to focus on each step of that one at a time. We don't want to do it all at once. We just do one at a time and have intentional focus on what we're doing. So we get our read, having intentional focus about what we're seeing in front of us so we can get the best read. We get a pass read. So we drop. And I wanted him to put intentional focus on every single step that he put into the ground. So that way he was putting maximum force and gaining as much ground as quickly and as much as possible. That way he'd get there faster. And then once he got there, he was able to have time to read the quarterback. And so he kept applying this. And I said, apply it in practice, then apply it to games. And he kept applying it and applying it and applying it. And I think it was like week 4 or something like that. He got a pick 6 because of it. He was focused on his read. He pushed as hard as he could into his drop. He got to his drop and the quarterback just threw it right to him because he got there faster than the quarterback thought. And it was only because he put intentional focus into every single step. That's how much detail you have to get into with intentional focus. So that's just an example, but intentional focus can be applied to anything, but it's finding the edge in the detail to get to that next level of success, to move that needle of improvement every single day and finding the little things that can make you better and make it so that you reach your maximum potential. As we close up, I wanted to just talk about, because I know I talked about hunger, alpha morning, alpha day, controlling the controllables, intentional focus, your mindset. I wanted to just touch on the 2 things that I think are the most impactful and have helped me the most. And again, I learned these from Ben Newman when I took his coach to coaches class. And that was one of probably the most impactful personal development things I've done in my life. And hunger is his burn. My alpha day is his prize fighter day. And by applying my hunger every single day and applying my alpha day, my alpha morning every single day, that's how I've been able to see a new level of success and a new level of a mindset that I didn't even know I could have. And I'm nowhere close to where I want to be. I have days that I still struggle, that I want to be farther along. But understanding that I'm doing every single day for a reason and I'm maximizing it has helped me. And being able to lock into my hunger, being able to understand these are the things I have to do every single day to make sure I'm my very best and making the most impact on this world, those things have helped drive me forward. So if there was two things that I would say that you guys should absolutely do, it's find your hunger, connect to it daily, and then develop your alpha day and alpha morning and do those every single day. Those would be the things I would talk about. Those would be the things I would suggest taking away from this podcast and making sure that you apply them to your life. Be a person of action. Be a man or a woman of action. Be the alpha of your life, constantly improving and shows up when called upon. The reason we can show up when we're called upon is because we are constantly improving. So we'll be our very best when that time comes, when that opportunity shows up, and we can maximize it even more because of all the improvement we've steadily put in over time. I talk about building Rome, right? To build Rome, you have to constantly stack a brick every single day. You have to put that next brick on, then the next brick on, then the next brick on. Well, the only way to do that is to win each day by making sure that you have improved. So that way you can show up when you need to. I appreciate you guys all listening to Leading the Pack and tuning in. I hope you're able to learn a little bit of something today about how you can apply this to your mindset, how you maybe can take away. And again, that alpha packet is online, www.alphapack.com, and would love for you to download it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My information is usually down in the description. Plus, it'll be on the website. So don't forget to forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode. Leave a review if you liked it. If you didn't like it, please just leave a review. Let me know. And then share this episode with somebody that you think could benefit from this. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to help. So I really, really want to be able to do that. If you're looking to take your performance to the next level, please feel free to reach out. You can schedule a call on Alpha Pack. There's a Calendly calendar there that you can go make sure that you check out and schedule a time with me, or feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, DM me. I'm here to help. So if you want to work with me, level up, get your leadership to the next level, get your performance to the next level, I'm here to impact. I'm here for your benefit. So next time I'll be speaking with Bob Turner, who is an endurance athlete, entrepreneur, and performance coach. So until next time, stay hungry, keep leading the pack. Now go attack the work.